Hey everyone, welcome to today's Facebook Live. Shayden is joining us today. He is a family favorite. Everybody loves you, Shayden. So we're glad he's here today. He is just chilling and busy this summer, so I'm excited to see him and spend time with everybody. So as always, as you were hopping on here, be sure to say where you were from, represent your state, represent your country. And if you have any questions for this young man right here, you are welcome to ask them. Doesn't he look nice? He just got a haircut.
I know. I like it. It's a lot shorter.
Yeah. He went to a wedding, and wasn't that the request of the bride?
She said, make sure you're shaved and had a haircut.
Yeah, so. Shaved and a haircut, so he looks fine and fancy just for all of you today. So anyway, it is good to see everyone. We've got Trevor Nelson. Trevor, are you the Trevor Nelson that I went to school with? If so, hello. I hope you're doing well. And then we have Mindy joining us and Chandler as well. So again, be sure to comment where you were from. It's always so fun getting together with everybody. I really look forward to these Facebook Lives every Wednesday. And I am just excited to dive on in here with Mr. Shayden Scott. So we did have some questions that came in. It looks like Barb is joining us from Chicago, and Judy is joining us as well too. So one of the first questions that came in was from Perusha. How does Shayden get along with Tatum's family?
Tatum's family, at first I was really scared and nervous being around him.
Can you guys hear him? He's a little quiet.
I am a little quiet. I'll be a little louder.
Okay, he's going to be a little louder.
I'll be louder. Okay. I was very scared of her dad initially.
Oh, okay.
Because I really think he didn't want to like me because I was dating his oldest daughter, so that's kind of how it works. But I think I kind of made him like me over time. So yeah, I'm pretty close with her parents and then her siblings. She's got 2 younger siblings that I get to hang out with, so I think
and they're cool.
I think they like me, yeah.
Yeah, and she's got some siblings. One is she Landon's age?
So Landon's kind of right in between both of them. So she's got a 12-year-old sister,
and she's cute. She looks a lot like Tatum.
Yeah.
So this could work out nicely for my boys. Just saying.
Yeah.
So you get along well. Are you intimidated by Tatum's dad?
Still, yeah.
That's how it should be, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Your next question is from Shaylin. What is your career goal? I think we've been asked this one before.
Yeah, I think my career goal right now is kind of still up in the air. I'm going to college studying social work, but I'm still taking my generals, so I don't really know much about social work yet. So yeah. I'm kind of just getting a feel for things, so I'm not sure yet.
And how far along are you in your schooling?
So I'll be a sophomore in the fall in college.
Yeah. So we're just really proud of him, Mom and Dad. We're just really proud of him. He's just a wonderful human being, a great kid, and you're just doing good things with your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, next question, Shayden, is from Jenny. Where do you think you want to live after college?
Like if I could pick one place or...
Anywhere in the world.
I do love the Northwest, like Washington, just because of that weather. Yeah. It's so nice. I don't know. I don't know if I've thought that far ahead yet. Kind of depends on where I'm at, like in a relationship. And,
right, yeah.
How long I'm in school, too.
Because one day if you decide to get married, you're probably going to live where she wants to live.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got more people joining us. Heather says she lives in Washington. Heather, where in Washington do you live? We lived in Bellingham for a couple years. Do you remember living there?
I do, vaguely, yeah, and visiting a lot. So.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite memories from living in Washington State?
I think we would always go to a gas station and get gummy worms. I loved gummy worms.
I forgot about that, yeah. Heather's from Spokane.
Spokane. I think my buddy is going to Spokane, Washington on a mission.
Okay.
One of my roommates.
Okay, one of your roommates. Who is it?
It was Mac. Yeah.
Mac. So if you know somebody, Mac, I guess he's going to be serving a Mormon mission there in Spokane, Washington. So he's coming.
Watch for him.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Okay. Your next question is from Tracy. Shayden, are you still doing music?
I am. Yes. Not as involved as I was because there wasn't really a huge choir program, I guess. They still have music programs, but I am just doing our concert choir at my college, which was a ton of fun. I was really glad I did it. It was hard though because it was kind of easy. So some days I wouldn't want to show up because I kind of already knew the music because in high school, we had to know everything very well. So, yeah, it was still a ton of fun, though. Yeah.
That's cool. Shayden, we've got people joining us from Scotland and Croatia.
Oh, cool.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your face is being seen all over the world right now. And then we've got people joining us from Chicago, from England. More people are jumping on here. And Annie is joining us as well. Cindy, are you going on a mission, Shayden?
I'm not sure. I'm still keeping the option open. Right now, I've got a year of college ahead of me that I'm really excited for. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I've still got time. I'm still 18. So
So you can decide. I think you can go on an LDS Mormon mission up until you're how old?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I think once you get married, it's a little bit different. But somebody just asked, what is your earliest memory?
Earliest?
Yeah, what do you remember?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever thought of that. Can you remember yours?
Yes.
What is it?
My mom was taking my picture.
Oh, taking your picture.
And I remember she would like pop down from like behind the bed, and then she would try and surprise me to take a picture. But in my mind, I was like, where'd she go? Where'd she go?
You lost her.
Yes, that's one of my earliest memories. And then my real earliest memory is probably the day that my little sister was born, Katie. That's who Daisy's named after, Daisy Kate. So that's her.
Cool. I don't know if I can think of mine. I'm shocked you could remember yours.
It was very vivid because I was like, who is this person with red hair that is now my sister? So anyway, we've got people joining us, Shayden, from Nova Scotia and Australia. It's nice to see everybody today. And Emanuele is joining us as well. Hi, Shayden from Anaheim, California. You know where that is.
Disneyland.
Do you want to say hi to Stephanie Browning?
Hi, Stephanie Browning.
She watches like all these videos since like forever. We love her. And then we've got Cheryl joining us from Florida. Shayden watching you from Ontario, Canada.
Cool. Yeah. I had a roommate from Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Canada. Okay. Next question is from Robin. Would you want to be picked up as a kicker for a football team from the college or the NFL?
Oh, I think that would be cool.
Would you do it over soccer?
Oh,
if you had the choice.
if I had the choice, it would probably be soccer. I
Soccer
feel like,
all the way.
yeah,
Hands down.
because I can do more with soccer. Like I'm more involved. Being a kicker is fun. Like I love the atmosphere of a football team, but I think I love soccer more, and I
like
put more
soccer
time
more.
into it. So
What if you got paid more money as a kicker? Which one would you do?
if I could go to the NFL, I'd kick over soccer. That's a lot of money.
So maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a really good question. Jerry asks, would you want to play soccer in your future, like pro soccer?
I would love to. That would be awesome.
That would be like the ultimate
kind of been
dream.
the
For
dream.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still moving up the ranks, going to college. Hopefully I'll move to a 4-year after my time comes to an end at my other college in Wyoming, and then we'll see from there. I'm still really young, so
Yeah.
I've
It's
still got
exciting.
time.
So Shayden, you attended kindergarten, your July birthday, and Dad and I started you early. So he really is young
Yeah.
for being in college, but you're doing well. You like it?
Yeah, no, it's
fun.
a ton of fun. Yeah.
Okay, next question is from Caitlin. What do you enjoy most about soccer and the quintuplets?
I think soccer, it's like a really social thing for me.
Okay.
It's a ton of fun. Like I have played soccer for a long time. I remember with one of my buddies, Harry, who's also
Yes.
serving a mission right now. We would play soccer all day long. It's all we ever did. And I just got to hang out with my
for
buddies.
hours, even in the summer. And Dad and I would say, Shayden, please come inside. Because you'd be out there and it would be like over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
You'd be out there for like 10 hours and Dad would be like trying to tempt you, like, come inside and play video games. You're like, no, I just want to play soccer. I don't know how many parents have to like bribe their kids to come inside and play video games over wanting to be outside, but you were that kid growing up. He just
how it was,
loved
yeah.
soccer all the way. So if you guys have more questions, you can answer or ask them again. Sometimes they come in a little quickly and then I'm not able to read them. Rachel asks, who's your favorite soccer player?
Oh, that's hard. I have played a lot of different positions, and whenever I'm playing a different position, I kind of have a different favorite player. So I used to like Manuel Neuer, who was a goalie.
Don't even know who
Yeah,
that is.
he played for Bayern Munich. He's kind of old now. I don't know if he's still playing.
Okay.
And I also liked Lewandowski, who played also on Bayern Munich.
Don't know who that is.
Yep, that's okay. And then I think my all-time favorite is probably Messi.
Yep, I
She
was going to
knows that
guess.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Messi since forever. Messi all the way. Okay, I saw a question. Yeah, he grew up. Can you believe that, Julie Lynn? He's huge now. He is a man. He is a grown man now. We did have a question come in, Shayden, that I just barely saw. Did you pull any pranks in soccer or in college?
In college?
Did anybody prank anybody, like epic pranks?
To think. I did some in high school. One time, this was probably the funniest prank. It was me and Tyler McCoy for April Fools. We got an anonymous person, because I don't want to air her out.
Anonymous?
Yeah, that. She had a key to the school, and she let us into Wolf's office, like the choir room.
So this is the choir teacher.
Yeah, me and Tyler McCoy, I'll say his name, because he'll want credit. We snuck in there, and we set up a tent in the choir room, and we slept in the choir room. And it's early morning, so everyone's getting there, and they're like, why is there a tent? And we were asleep in there. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
I love it. Beverly wants to know, how old are you now?
I'm 18. I will be 19 in the end of July.
My baby's growing up. He's a grown man now. Okay, any more questions? Let's see. These are coming in a little bit faster. Julianne says you were a fabulous big brother. I agree with that.
Thank you, Julianne.
Yes. We've got Donna joining us from Arkansas. I will see if any more questions, and you can be reading the screen too, Shayden. Your next question is from Hazel. What does Tatum want to do as a job? Do you know?
Tatum is very set on what she wants to do. Okay. She wants to be a marriage and family counselor.
Okay.
So she's going to be attending a school in the fall in Utah.
So not the same school as you.
Yeah, different. So we'll be closer now. I think it'll be a 5-hour drive. So we might be able to do some weekend trips.
That's exciting.
But yeah, so she wants to be a marriage and family counselor, and she is very set on it.
She is. Okay, somebody just asked, how is it coming home to all of your siblings?
It's fun. It's a lot of work, a lot of energy, especially the first time you come back. They are very excited to see you.
Yes.
It has been a blast. There are times where I wish they were at your house.
Skylar, Dad has the kids for a 2-week stretch this week and next week. So I'm like, anytime you want to come over here and just have some peace and quiet, like my house is clean. I can get projects done. I'm painting. I'm finishing up the laundry room. So like anytime you want some peace and quiet, you know where to come. Yeah. So yeah, and the Quins get really excited. Have they messed up your room and gotten into your stuff yet?
They did the other day. I had like a really rough night where I couldn't sleep, and I probably went to bed and got like 4 hours of sleep, and they came rushing into my room, and you can hear them. It's like a stampede. Like running, they open the door, they immediately turn on the lights, which is not what you want when you're just
you're like, I'm
up.
sleeping. Yeah. I need my rest.
I think there's still like a troll's pillow and like all their toys in my room.
And then they like decorate and like color stuff for you, and they stick it next to your bed so that when you open your eyes, it's the first thing you see.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, they all jumped on me. It was brutal, but
that's good. When I would come to in the morning, I think I had 4 kids in my bed last week. It was a rough night because I had like 2 kids in my armpits and then like 1 on each side. And so I had like a portion of the bed. What are you going to study in school?
So I'm currently studying social work.
Social work.
I've also taken some psychology classes as well. So I'm kind of studying both at the moment.
Sociology and psychology.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a ton of fun. Like I said, I still am kind of taking generals. So I haven't really gotten into anything too complex yet.
Yes.
So,
yeah. We've got more questions coming in. I am going to keep watching the screen here. Shayden, not Hayden, it's Shayden. If you're from Utah, during the years that he was born, there were a lot of Haydens, Jadens, Cadens. So, we thought we were super original, but really we weren't. What do you remember feeling when you first heard, I missed that question. You can ask that again. Yay, social work is great, Shayden. You were amazing. He is amazing. Do the Quids call you during your week, like when you're at school? Did they ever call you?
I think we did some FaceTimes. I was really busy, so it's hard to find a time, because normally I was really only open like past 8 or 9, and that's when we were trying to get the
Quintuplets go to bed at 7:30. So you worked 3 jobs, you were going to school full time, and you were playing soccer, and you needed a social life. So trying to get a hold of you was even tricky, because there were a lot of Sundays that you had to work too. So there were some moments where we would snag you, but man, he was busy hustling. this last year, I'll say.
It's because I didn't work the summer before, so I had to make it up.
So you had to make it up, yeah. So we're just really proud of him. He's wonderful. Are you following the Euros 2024?
I am not. That's soccer.
Okay, I was like, are we talking money? What are you?
Wish. I don't really watch as much soccer as I used to.
Okay.
Me and Dad have been following RSL because they're finally good. This is the first year they've been good in a long time. So Real Salt Lake, that's Utah's soccer team. And they're finally doing well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're first, actually.
If you ever had the opportunity to play for RSL, would you?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
As long as I'm getting paid.
Hey, what do you remember feeling when you first heard that you would have quintuplets, siblings?
I remember you filmed it too.
So I filmed it. I should put this up here. Yeah.
It was in front of the elementary school. I remember that, and you told me and Landon, and we were shocked. I was 12, I think, at the time.
Yes.
Maybe 13.
I think
around
you were 12,
that age, yeah.
Right?
And
or
they
11?
were I was 13 when they were born, so I was probably 12 when you told us.
Yeah.
And I don't think we really understood what it was.
No.
We were just
I don't think any of us did.
Happy to have siblings, and we were like, 5, that's a lot. I don't think we understood the consequences as much as you did, but we were like, we're going to have 5 more siblings. That's awesome.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun and exciting, and I'm just going to be excited to see them every single morning as a teenager. They're never going to make a mess. It's going to be great. Shayden, tell us the story of your sweet bond with Violet.
With Violet?
How did that start?
I don't know.
This is probably one of the best questions I've heard.
I agree. I'm trying to think of how it started. I think that when they were really young, I think that she just kind of hung around me the most, and she was the most fun, I would say.
She was quirky and spunky from like the day she was born.
She sat up first. She walked first. So I don't know. I guess she just hung to my side at a young age, so it's just always been like that.
And she's funny. The girl understands humor. She's very witty. She understood a joke long before the other quintuplets did. And so Violet's just a good time. I'm curious to see your relationship and bond as you guys get older and as she becomes an adult too. I think you guys are going to have the best time. If the Quints go to bed at 7:30, what time do they wake up? It does not matter what time we go to bed as a family, especially the quintuplets. They wake up when the sun is up. So
especially Logan.
He is the rooster of our family. Shayden, do you do one-on-one time with the quintuplets?
I try to. It's really hard.
It is hard.
Because if you take one on a date, you have to take them all on a date.
Because they sneak. Like you try and sneak one kid out and explain to them it's Daisy's turn or it's Logan's turn, but then they all fall out and then they all cry because they all want the one-on-one time. You're like, but it's so-and-so's time. Like the other day you were trying to have one-on-one time with Violet, and who was it that followed you out? You were at Dad's house.
It was Lincoln and Violet, and then Vivi snuck into the car, and then Lincoln got bored, so he went inside.
Okay.
So we got Vivi a car seat. We took her to, I think, Walmart. We got her like a treat or something. It was me, Tatum, and Violet, and then afterwards we stopped by your house.
Yes, that was fun. Yeah. That was fun to see just Violet, and just it's so weird to see them apart sometimes from everybody else because it seems like they're just a lot more like normal kids, like they're just kids, but when you see them all at the same time, there's so many shared experiences. Excuse me, sorry, I just burped. I had burritos for lunch. I'm sure you can tell right now, but it's just a different experience, and so it's nice to have that one-on-one time as a parent. And I think for the big boys too, would you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Landon has said that too. It's just more enjoyable to have those moments. Okay, we had some more questions come in. Barbara asks, what do you miss most when you are not at home and you're away at college?
I would say what I missed most was the people. I would say that's also been my experience.
You miss your people,
I miss my
is
people.
What you said. I miss my people.
Yeah, I think especially even when I'm down for the summer, I also miss my people back up at college.
Yes.
It's kind of been the experience, like, there's a lot of stress on both sides of things, but when you're away, you don't really think about it as much. It's more of just like, I want to be with my family, with Tatum, with all my friends, and that's kind of what I miss the most. I can
relate to that. I remember when we moved to Phoenix, I missed my people here in Southern Utah. And then when we moved back after 6 months of being pregnant, having the babies, being apart from you and Landon. I missed my other people back in Arizona. So I think what I found is there's good people everywhere, and it's okay to miss your people because it shows you've lived and it shows you've loved.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you have more questions, you can ask those as they are coming in. Noreen asks Shayden, what is the best and the hardest part of having quintuplets as siblings?
I think the best is they are a ton of fun, a lot of energy. So they're always down to play, to wrestle, to play pretend. I think the hardest part can be probably when they're really crazy and like overstimulated and
cranky.
tired.
Yeah, I think when they're overstimulated and tired, that's when it gets the hardest, especially if it's that gap between like dinner time and bath time and bedtime, where some of them are just done. Like we've had a full day, we've had a fun day, we've had an exciting day. There's been a lot of feelings or hurt feelings during the day from the kids with siblings with each other. So that's when it gets a little bit more tricky. I would say that too.
Yeah.
I think that's spot on. Okay. We had some questions come in about the quintuplets. One of them was, again, from Noreen. Where did your older boys go when you were on bed rest? So when I was pregnant with the quintuplets, Skylar, Dad, and I temporarily relocated to Phoenix, Arizona for a world-renowned doctor named Dr. John Elliott with Valley Perinatal. So if you have a high-risk pregnancy and you were in the Phoenix Valley, he is hands down the best, along with the people that he works with Valley Perinatal. So while Skylar and I lived there, we gave the boys the option, and you guys chose to live with Grandma and Grandpa Smith, so my parents, and then Dad would come and visit you as much as possible and also bring you down to Arizona. Are you okay to talk a little bit about that? Your experience, things you did, school, soccer, all of that during those 6 months?
Landon and I chose to stay in school, not have to change schools, anything like that, change friend groups, because I was also pursuing a lot of soccer. And
you were how old at the time?
I think this is when I would have been 13 by
12,
then.
13, yeah.
Around that range still. And I was playing, I think, 5 soccer teams at that age.
5 soccer teams.
So I had a lot of
12.
commitment. I was doing a lot of traveling for those teams, practices.
He was on competition, competitive teams.
So we went down to Vegas a lot to play for that with those traveling teams. And it was so much fun. And it would have been really hard to kind of uproot, change schools, change friend groups, change teams, all that stuff. So we chose to live with Grandma and Grandpa. I would say we probably went down to visit you 2 to 3 weekends of every month.
Yeah, so it was a lot of travel.
It was. So we got used to that drive really quick, but it was nice. I'm really glad that's what we chose, because I think it would have been really hard to kind of uproot all of that.
Yes, and it was really important to Dad and I to give you kids as much consistency and stability as possible during that time. And I've been asked this question before, what was the hardest part about being pregnant with quintuplets? And most frequently, I would say it was being apart from you and Landon. It wasn't the actual pregnancy. It was being apart from my big boys, because the longest we had ever been away was maybe if Dad and I took a trip for a few days. So that part was really hard for me. So there were moments, and I think we captured this in the original footage of vlogs as a family, of when I would see you and I would just like hug you because I missed you so much. So anyway, that was a really special, hard time, but there were also a lot of sweet moments too. So anyway, okay. Amadea asks, how do you balance work and home with so many little kids? What do you do for work? And she is from British Columbia in Canada, BC. I just have to say, balancing home life with quintuplets and then what I do for work, it isn't as hard as other single moms that work at home. So there is a lot of flexibility, but usually I work when the quintuplets go down. So I will have nights where I'm uploading footage for an 8-minute video for 2 or 3 hours. So sometimes I'm up till midnight after the quints go down and I've spent time with Landon or with Shayden if he's here. And so sometimes my nights are really long because my days are really full, but it's easier to get the work done when the kids are sleeping. Our house is messier now. It's not always perfect, but we are busy making memories together as a family. And I think you just have to realize, I think when you have a big family, that you got to put the first things first, and the rest of it, it's okay. There's always tomorrow. You can always clean it up tomorrow. But just doing our best and creating good family memories that'll last us a lifetime. So we just do our best. Noreen asks, we already asked that question. Michelle, what time do the quintuplets go to bed, and do any of them take naps? So I think we covered this. The quintuplets go to bed at 7:30, but depending on our summer routine and how late we swim, like how much the quintuplets need to get those wiggles out before bedtime, the quintuplets have been going to bed between 8 and 8:15 as of late, because it takes us a while to do all the cleanup for the day. What I mean is like the kitchen after dinner, and then do bath times because everybody's so tired from the heat. So we have been staying up a little bit later these days, but I really enjoy spending one-on-one time with each of the kids as I tuck them in. And so it just takes us a little bit longer to go to bed. Do the kids nap? Some of them are going through a major growth spurt. So Violet has been falling asleep quite a bit. Have you noticed that at Dad's house?
I think one of the days she slept like 18 hours of the day.
Whoa.
Like she took like a 6-hour nap.
No way.
Like she just...
out of nowhere.
And we were like, we kept like, do you want to eat? She'd wake up, eat, and then go straight
And she
back to
can
nap.
be a grumpy grouch, so you do not wake up that girl if she's sleeping.
You very softly nudge her, and if she doesn't move,
then you let her sleep.
Leave her. And then we were afraid that it was going to ruin her sleep schedule. And then when it was bedtime, she went to bed. She
was just fine.
And she slept in. We were like, wow.
Yeah.
And then Daisy's been sleeping, I think,
I was going to say, Daisy's having a huge growth spurt right now. She's been complaining of her legs hurting. And so in the evenings, I'll like stretch and massage her legs. And that's really helpful for her. So I think she's having some growing pains. But Daisy's going through a major growth spurt right now. So I'd say Daisy and Violet are ones that might be taking naps, but it's actually Vivi, I'd say. And Laura says, happy you're home, Shayden. We're happy too. We love this kid. He's great. Okay, next question is from Sandra. Do the girls like their hair fixed the way you do it? So I don't really do the quintuplet like the girls' hair as much as I used to. I have cubital tunnel, so this part of my arms are just numb. So things like doing French braids, intricate like hairstyles are just not something that I can do right now until I get that surgery and get it fixed. And the girls are a lot more opinionated about how their hair looks. Violet and especially Vivi is really into wearing headbands right now and accessorizing. So they accessorize everywhere we go, with shoes, with socks. They each have their own personality. They each have their own style, and they're really proud of it. And so if you suggest, like that doesn't quite match, you have to be like really gentle in how you say it, because they really take pride in having their own identity and their own individuality as quintuplets right now. So do you notice that at Dad's?
Yes, they're
at Dad's this week. That's why I keep
different
asking.
Dress ups.
Yes.
I haven't seen them in the same outfit in probably 6 months. Like, they just don't do it anymore, because they used to, all the girls would wear the same thing.
Yeah, they always wanted to be matchers, and now they like to be totally different most days. Yeah. Okay, next question. Are the kids excited for first grade? That's what Catherine asks. Yes. I don't think they've thought too much about being in first grade, except for Lincoln. He is very like obsessive over like his computer skills and everything he has acquired in kindergarten class. They have this computer program called Alexia, and you just progress over time with how much work you do on the computer. So things like math and reading and stories, and anyway, so he is very proud of his accomplishments with Alexia. Did you do Alexia growing up?
I didn't. I think Landon did.
Yeah, Landon's like, oh, I remember Alexia.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it, but Lincoln is like really proud of how far. He's on level 7, just in case anybody was wondering.
I'm aware.
Yeah, level 7, and he like has to display his awards because he's so proud of it from his kindergarten teacher. What surgery did you say, Jamie? So I do have cubital tunnel. And so my hands go numb when it gets really hot in the summertime. So it's just hard to like have very good finger dexterity. So anyway, one day I'll have that surgery when I'm not too busy. Shayden is certainly a young man to be proud of. He is. He came that way. I think he's the best of both his parents. And he reminds me a lot. I would say you remind me a lot of my dad, Grandpa Smith, with your father's humor and your own personality. And so I think it's just a great combination, and he's really fun to hang out with. Shayden, do you and Landon do something together alone?
We do, yeah. So
that's always been important to the two of you.
One thing that we do a lot is video games, since it is
so I hear,
hot. Yeah.
And I also overheard that you stayed up till what time?
Probably 1 or 2.
I heard it was like 4:30.
Really?
No?
Maybe on a weekend.
Maybe it was Landon playing games, like board games the other night.
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
That sounds like us, but yeah, with the heat, it's like one thing that we can consistently do together. Recently we started playing soccer in the mornings,
I love that.
At 6 a.m. and we hate waking up that early, but it's nice. Landon's getting back into soccer, so he wants to get back into his prime, I guess.
Yeah, Landon took a break of soccer and he is getting back into it, which I love. And your dad is spending time with a new gal, which I actually really like her. And she's got a couple of boys. Are they both into soccer or just the older one?
I think just Boston. I'm not sure.
He's
the one that's a year older than Landon.
Yeah, so I really love it because it's been really encouraging for Landon to have you and this gal's son in his life right now. And so I think he is just enjoying more time being around teenagers and not just being alone with the quintuplets like all the day long. So I think it's really, really good for him. Okay, another question that came in. Regina asked, which quintuplet lost the first tooth? I think most everybody knows the answer to this question, and it is Lily Jane. Lily has now lost 4 teeth, the 2 front ones and the 2 bottom teeth. So she's lost 4 teeth. Beverly asked, what did you name the rabbits? They are still... Each of the quintuplets has a different name for what those rabbits are called. So we are still haven't unanimously decided. So maybe we'll just let Landon pick. What is Shayden's big news? Do you want to share with everybody your big news?
I think we should. I think it's about time.
Okay, his big news is...
So I'm going to visit Norway in July.
Officially. You got your passport, all of that.
Booked, the train rides booked. So I will be going to Norway to visit one of my best friends, Josh.
Yeah, so if you are from Norway, please give a big shout out to where you live in Norway because Shayden is coming. He is really excited. He's been looking forward to this trip. He has been working his booty off to save up for this trip. What are some of the summer jobs you've been doing?
So I've worked with one of my old coaches doing
Benji Nelson from Not Enough Nelsons. If you have not watched any of their videos over on YouTube, you are missing out. They are a huge family. How many kids do they have now?
18.
18 kids.
So I think 9 are his and 9 are adopted, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a big household.
And he coaches soccer for the high school, and he employs young kids like you and pays really well. He's a really generous man. So we're excited.
We're very grateful.
Yeah, we're really grateful. So we're excited. He gets to go to Norway this summer. And you can't wait.
I know. I'm real excited.
I know. And he's going to be traveling alone. So to get there. So it's really going to be quite the experience for you. Are you scared at all?
I'm just hoping everything comes together. I think I'm flying against the rotation of the Earth on the way there, so I think I'll have really bad jet lag, is what I've been told. On the way there, then on the way back, it'll be a little better, which I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. You'll have to tell me. I've never traveled that far away. So we do have some people join on here. The thing I admire about you, Jamie, I missed that one. Lily Norton is joining us as well. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so yeah, we're really excited. He gets to go to Norway this summer. He's been working on his passport. We've got people joining us from Sweden. So all the Swedes, we just love them too. I think we have family ties to Sweden on my mother's side of the family. So you're part Swiss.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I think we're part Norwegian on my mom's side or my dad's side. I can't remember, but we're really excited for him. And I told him he has to take a lot of pictures.
A lot of pictures, yeah.
Pictures, videos. I want to see all of it.
Yeah.
What an experience. So we're really excited for him. Let's see. Beverly asks, can the kids read by themselves yet? Some of them can. My family is from Norway, and we've got people joining us from the Netherlands.
Cool.
Yeah. Some of the quintuplets can read. Logan surprises me. He can read some books by himself. Daisy is really a good little reader. The other kids do really well. That's so good for you. Enjoy, Shayden, but take care. So travel safely.
Will do.
Yeah, and call us. Let's make sure that you get there to point A to point B safely, right? Okay, and then we had a few more questions that came in. Leah wants to know, what does the Tooth Fairy pay these days? And is Lily buying dinner? She's been losing teeth like crazy over here. The Tooth Fairy. So the Tooth Fairy came to Dad's house first, and I thought, oh gosh, that's a lot of kids and a lot of teeth. Yeah. So the Tooth Fairy pays $1 per tooth. So yes. I don't know, I might have to talk to Dad, and we might have to talk to the Tooth Fairy and say, okay, the first 5 teeth, you get $1 each from the Tooth Fairy. But after that, maybe you just get a quarter. I don't know. We'll have to see. It depends on, well, it depends on the Tooth Fairy and what she can pay. So we will see about that. But for now, the Tooth Fairy pays $1 per tooth. And yes, Lily most definitely should buy us all dinner. Yes. Samantha asks, are you going to let Violet get her ears pierced? Yes. But I'm a little undecided about what age. So I had to be 8 years old. That was just a rule my mom had. We had to be 8 years old. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but Violet is becoming more and more assertive that she really wants her ears pierced. And so it's one of those where I have to look at them as an individual, but also the bigger picture and the whole. Like, if she gets hers pierced, I think she'd be okay. I think she'd be responsible in making sure that we clean her ears and all of that. But the other 2 girls will likely want their ears pierced too. And are they ready? So that's the bigger question here. So, yes, she can get her ears pierced. I might wait just a little bit longer just to make sure that she understands the upkeep of having, your ears pierced. What age were you when you had your ears pierced? And if you have been a parent or a grandma, what age have you allowed your child to have their ears pierced? Shayden, how long are you going to stay in Norway?
So it will be a 2-week trip, counting the travel days. So yeah, very excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear about the food. I'm excited to see the pictures. I'm excited to hear what you and your buddy do. And I'm excited to hear about your travel, how that all goes, because that's going to be new to me. My daughter got her ears done last year and she was 8. My daughter was 1 year old when she got her ears pierced. I almost wonder if it's easier to pierce your baby's ears because you can make sure that they're taken care of and that they heal correctly and all of that. Yeah. We've got people joining us from the Philippines. 7 years old for their daughter. Suzanne is joining us as well. This gal was 16 when I had my ears pierced. I allowed my children to get theirs when they were ready. So every family is different. I was 12. My granddaughter doesn't have her ears pierced. Pretty sure my girls were 10. So everybody is so different with this. If you have daughters one day, what age would you say?
I don't think that's my decision. I think it'll definitely be my wife, but I don't know. I didn't even know how much upkeep it took, so I definitely shouldn't be deciding.
I want to say, if I remember right, being 8 years old, and maybe I'm wrong, it's been a while, but doesn't it take a couple years that you have to, or a couple weeks that you have to make sure that you do rubbing alcohol or something? I can't remember, so I'm gonna have to look that up, depending on how much the kids are really adamant that they get theirs done. So 9 months old for their first daughter. I was in nursing school when I got my ears pierced. I missed the rest of that comment. And we've got Gloria joining us. I think I got my daughter's ear pierced at 10. This gal, Libby, was 15 years old when she got hers pierced. So everybody's different. But Violet is really, really wanting this. So when Violet sets her mind to something, the girl is driven. Yeah. So she's probably going to get her ears pierced soon. Shayden, do you envision staying? Okay, ask me that question again. That one came in really fast. Somebody said they had to wait until they were 13. and Kimberly is just hopping on here. Go to a tattoo shop or a specialist. Nicole says that her child was an infant when they had their ears pierced. So everybody's so different. If my mom had had her way, she would never have let me get my ears pierced. That one's funny too. I think my mom actually was a teenager. I can't remember. I think that's what I heard. Somebody says they were 20 when they got theirs. I was 17, but my granddaughter was 5. So everybody's different. I think even like shaving legs for daughters, like everybody's different with that too. And then allowing your child to wear makeup or just mascara. These are all things that as women, we have to take into consideration. Does it make you glad that you don't have to?
I didn't have to think about it.
You're not going to have to think about it. You just let your wife decide and be like, well, what do you think? And be like, okay, we're going to go with that.
Agree.
And we're going to go with that. Well, it was so fun hanging out with everybody today. We love spending time with all of you, and it's so fun catching up with Shayden. He is just the best, and he's just easy to love. So we're excited to see his up-and-coming plans of things that he's doing, but we just couldn't ask for a better big brother than this kid right here. Landon's pretty amazing too. So anyway, we love you all. Thanks for watching 5 to Love, and thanks for watching this live video. We'll see you real soon. Bye.
See ya.